Hey guys, it's me, the Flying Pig HD here on Flying Pig United. Thank you for tuning in. I think I've got a bit of a shit connection here actually, so might not be working, but we'll roll with it anyway. Just a Monday analysis episode. It's been a little while. I will be doing this every Monday. It's the episode where I break down what's happened at the weekend. Of course, we've had a big, exciting weekend for Manchester United. I'm feeling pretty rough at the moment, but I'm not in terms of, Manchester United. I'm feeling just buzzing because we battered Chelsea at the weekend. Have some of that, you blue scum. Really quality performance from Manchester United. We totally dominated them and just made them look second best in every department. We frustrated them and we just completely nullified them. They weren't even really in the game. They barely had a shot on goal. And Jose Mourinho will be absolutely loving this. He will be just feeling like a complete tactical genius at the moment. And that's how he looks. He looks like a tactical genius because it's like, well, I'll just rest Mkhitaryan and Zlatan Ibrahimovic, make Ashley Young my captain, have Lingard and Rashford up top and play Marouane Fellaini in the centre of the park. And we're going to beat them, and not just beat them, but embarrass them pretty much because we completely took them out of their game. They've got a lot of attacking talents. Didn't look like they did though because they didn't attack. They didn't have any real attacks. Manchester United just completely closed down everything. We stuck to them like glue, and we made them look completely second best at the moment, which is quite unreal because they are the league leaders. They're top of the league. They're smashing teams left, right, and centre, but not when they come to Old Trafford. It was a quite controversial last game we played them actually. Ander Herrera got sent off from some bullshit refereeing decision in the cup. Totally ruined the spectacle, and of course they used their numerical advantage and they beat Manchester United. But other than that, maybe that game could have gone wrong. It was nice to get some redemption yesterday rather, for Manchester United and for Jose Mourinho. Jose will just be absolutely over the moon about this one. You could see him after the game. He was smiling like a Cheshire cat, and he was asked after the game by a reporter. He said, what was it like having to rest players? And he said, rest players, I didn't rest players. I basically chose the best team to get the job done. So he just looks like an absolute tactical genius now. And fair play to him because he deserves that. I really am just happy with what he's done with Manchester United in terms of progressing us forward. It's been a slow process, of course, but it's not an easy job. We've seen what happened with the previous managers. He's come in there and he's steadied the ship effectively. He's got us playing better football, certainly for most of the season anyway. And he's already won us the Community Shield, already won us the League Cup. We're on the way to hopefully win the Europa League. So that could be a Mickey Mouse treble this season, which would be brilliant under Jose's first season in charge. And we're still in the hunt for those top four places in the league. This result just proves that if we can beat the team that's smashing everyone, and we can beat them convincingly like that with what looked like our second string lineup, then I'm pretty sure we can win most of the games between now and the end of the season and make a real good push for those top four places. Just want to also talk about a couple of the players that played yesterday. They're just the unbelievable individual performances. I didn't actually say in my match reaction because I was just so buzzing and I forgot about it. But I didn't actually say about the back four performance. The defensive display that Manchester United put on against them was excellent. Diego Costa, one of the best strikers in the league, was completely taken out of the game by Bailey and Rojo. They did a complete number on him. Valencia, great as always. Even Darmian's had a freaking good game, which is unreal because he's shit, really. Certainly, I don't think he's United quality. Shit, sorry, my mate's just phoned me there and stitched up the video here, so sorry about that. But yeah, the back four performance was excellent. Rojo, he's really come into his own, hasn't he? He looks like a player who's just getting better now under Jose. Last couple of seasons, he's looked quite ropey. I've not really ever had a lot of faith in Marcus Rojo. He seems a decent player, but he's got a lot of mistakes in him, a lot of rash challenges, but not in the game yesterday. I mean, he did get drawn into it a little bit with a personal battle with Costa, but generally he kept his cool and he just bullied Diego Costa out of the game, as did Eric Bailly, who put in a world-class centre-back performance. So in terms of the back line, I can't fault them. They were brilliant. And I also want to talk about the two main sort of protagonists of the game. Again, the connection screwed up there. That was Henry Hotspur calling me screwing up this freaking video. But yeah, Marcus Rashford and Ander Herrera were out of this world in the game yesterday. Ander Herrera just completely took Eden Hazard out of the game. This is the thing, he's man-marked him for the entire game. Was he Eden Hazard even playing, or was he back home crushing grapes with his bare feet in a monastery? I don't know. I don't know if he was even playing the game because he was just completely in Ander Herrera's back pocket. Ander Herrera's just found him. He's had a good old rummage around in his pocket today and he has pulled out Eden. So his family were a little bit worried over there in Belgium. But It's okay. Eden's safe. He's been found. But yes, a really wonderful performance from Ander Herrera in terms of taking one of the best players in the league completely out of the game, but also in terms of creating for the side. You can't argue with the impact that he had in the game. He set one up and he scored one himself. I mean, the assist for the first goal was absolutely out of this world. Forget all that handball bullshit. That assist was absolute sheer class. It was Paul Scholes-esque, and it set up that goal majestically. Wonderful pinpoint, inch perfect pass. Well timed, Marcus Rashford right onto it and slots it in the back of the net. And that's another thing, Marcus Rashford, another player who's performed unbelievably well in the game yesterday. He's got that pace, he's got that ability to get in behind and cause teams problems and get one-on-one with the goalkeeper. He's got that ability. That's something that Zlatan Ibrahimovic maybe doesn't offer you so much because he's not got that sort of lightning quick pace. He gives you other things, of course. But what I would say is Zlatan Ibrahimovic gives you this focal point. He's basically been our goal scorer all season long. 28 goals he has scored for Manchester United in all competitions this season. An unbelievable tally, unbelievable return. But the rest of the team's not scored that many goals when Zlatan's been playing. He's always seems to be the focal point. He's scoring the goals and nobody else is. But what a player like Rashford, what a player like Lingard in that system that Jose put out yesterday does is it just stretches the opposition. It allows them to either take it wide, they can take the ball wide with their sheer pace, they can get through one-on-one with the goalkeeper, and when they do take it wide, it allows the midfield players to advance a little bit, fill that space in, and you can pick them out with passes and they can pop up and score some goals, as Ander Herrera did, of course. In the second half, the ball's just fell to him nicely. He's rifled it. There's a bit of luck in it, of course, taking a deflection or two, and it's found its way in the back of the net. But if you don't shoot, you don't score. That was a great goal from Ander Herrera, who fully deserved it for his performance yesterday. A real dogged, determined performance where he's just bullied Eden Hazard out of the game, didn't put a foot wrong, and turned into a creative and a goal-scoring beast as well. So fair play to Ander Herrera. He always gives Manchester United that drive in midfield, you know, more so than anyone else, I think, in terms of just getting the ball forward, getting your head up, playing a killer pass. He does that excellently. If you look at Paul Pogba, he's put in a decent performance yesterday, but still, out of all of the team, I think he's actually the one that's performed the least good. Am I the only one in thinking that? I mean, yes, he's played solid, defensively very good. I'm not criticising him. I thought he put in a good performance, but out of everyone, he's the one that didn't blow me away as much as most of the others, basically. Wayward with his passing at times, but still a decent performance from him. So I think Ander Herrera is the man who's holding the mantle in midfield there to be our real beast over the next couple of years under Jose. And Jose obviously rates him, has got a lot of faith in him. So yeah, if I'm Jose Mourinho, I'm just sticking Ander Herrera in there every single week as my main man in the centre of the park there. But just absolutely over the moon about it, because like I was saying, Manchester United fans against Chelsea this season, we've taken the rough end of it, really. They've got away with a couple of piss-poor refereeing decisions, and Manchester United have finally got that redemption. We've got one back on those Blues. Come on, my son. It's just, what a result that was. Unbelievable result, and what a performance to go along with it. This is what we want at Manchester United. You know, we crave moments like this. We've not had the greatest of seasons. People will be saying, the neutrals will be saying, oh, you're celebrating a win against Chelsea, but you're fifth. Well, you've got to celebrate these wins. Manchester United, we're building. We're coming back. You know, this is the thing. We look at how successful we were under Sir Alex. It had to end sometime, but now we're coming back. Jose's got us going back in the right direction. You just wait a couple of quality signings in the summer and Manchester United will be well on our way. In order to actually get class signings, though, we do need top four. Or at least we need to win the Europa League and get Champions League football next season, because we are a huge club. We can attract top quality players even without Champions League football. Zlatan Ibrahimovic proves that, or Falcao proves that a couple of years ago, even though he turned out to be shit. But he was a big name at the time. Those players prove that, which is quite rare for a club. If you don't have top four, or Champions League football rather, to offer the top quality players around Europe, then you're not really going to sign them. I mean, that's why players like Romelu Lukaku are looking to leave Everton, and he's a player that maybe Manchester United could sign, or Griezmann, these sorts of top quality players that United could bring to the club in the summer, but we need the Champions League football in order to do that. I mean, it's not that bad. It's not like we're Arsenal, and if we don't get Champions League football, then we're only going to be able to sign players from the Championship. It's not like that. It's not as bad as that. But it is quite bad. United, we need Champions League football to offer to these top quality players to take us forward to the next level. But I do think Jose's the right man to do that. He showed that yesterday with that tactical masterclass displayed against Chelsea. You can't ask for a better team performance from United. It was pretty much our best performance all season long. And when you factor in the quality of the opposition, you have to say Conte's Chelsea this season have been impeccable. They may get caught by Tottenham come the end of the season. I hope they do. I really hope they do, because, Chelsea and Tottenham, don't like either of them, but the lesser of two evils is definitely Tottenham. We hate Chelsea. They're just a club that have had success because they've had some rich freaking Russian billionaire oil tycoon come in. That's the only reason. Nothing built on tradition, nothing built on past previous successes. It's just money. That's the only reason why Chelsea are there. So, and I respect the way Tottenham have done it over the few years. They've got a great team, likes of Eriksen doesn't get enough praise, Dele Alli, Harry Kane, some of England's best youth players. They've got the most solid back four in the league. They've got one of the most solid keepers in the world. Best defensive record. They're the team that can do it. They've got the best goal difference. If anyone can catch Chelsea, it's going to be them. They're 4 points behind them. Chelsea have got a lot of pressure now. This game heaped a little bit of pressure on them. I still expect Chelsea to go on and win the Premier League, but I hope that Tottenham Hotspur managed to catch them. And I never thought I'd say that, but it's true. So there we have it. Just thought I'd do a little Monday analysis episode for you, breaking down what happened over at the weekend. You can expect one of these every single Monday. Not sure about the quality of the stream here. I'm doing it on my phone. It's usually fine from where I am now, but it has been saying poor connection at the top, so it may just be a complete mishmash of me looking like Danny Zuko with the strand of hair here, talking absolute gibberish. So if that is the case, then I apologise, but I'm just going to answer some questions. Alex G11, thanks for joining me. Alex says, do you think Everton will overtake Arsenal in the league? Well, man, what a question. What a question that would have been earlier on in this season. Right now, it's looking like it could happen. Arsenal, they really are taking a fall from grace. They're so hit and miss. 1 week they're excellent, next week they're absolutely gash-tastic. And the gash performances are building up now, they are. And there's a lot of uncertainty at Arsenal. Is Arsene Wenger staying? Is he going? Is Sanchez happy? There's all this uncertainty at Arsenal. And if anybody out the top four sides has got the worst squad, I think it's them anyway. So I think he's done the best to get them, there every single year consistently. But this year, I think they're just going to be dropping out. And I think Everton could catch them, but I still don't think they will, because Arsenal are, even though they shit for Arsenal standards at the moment, are a better club than Everton. And if you're an Everton fan, I apologise for that. Alex G, or the same chap, says, who should be the next Man United captain after Wayne Rooney? Real tough question. Ander Herrera would be a good shout, just based on his sort of personality and his determination, his dogged performances. He'd be a good shout. iPoddy24, he asked, would you let Mourinho sleep with your girlfriend to win the Champions League next season? Yeah, I would, yeah, why not? If I put a bet on it as well, it might be worth it. Plus, shake his hand afterwards. Just think of England. Anyway, will Swansea get relegated? Asked Frisky Island 78. He says, I hope not. I think they're going down, pal. I do. I think they're going down. They're a decent sort of a team over the last few years, but this season they've looked absolutely bang average, dog turd shite. And Swansea, I don't think, are going to be in the Premier League come next season. I just don't. They don't look up to it. Very, very ropey indeed, and they're just shipping goals left, right and centre. Swansea are shit, basically. They used to be decent. That's the toil and the trouble of being in the Premier League. It's so hard. You've got to build each year. You've got to change and evolve from year to year. Swansea managed to do it for a few years. They look like they were maybe going to be a staple of the Premier League, somewhat like a Stoke or something. Just one of those sides that comes up and sticks around. But they haven't done. They really haven't. They've this season they've let it all go to shit, and I really do believe that Swansea City will be going down into the Championship. Sorry to say that if you're a Welsh person, or even if you're just a Swansea fan outside of Wales, but there's none of those. James Bowman says, your thoughts on United v Spurs? Well, Spurs, of course, are a very good side defensively. Very tough to break down. It's going to be it's a ridiculously tough ask for anybody to play Spurs this season. They're looking brilliant. And in terms of United finishing above Spurs, I've got a bet on with my mate Henry, who's going to finish higher, Spurs or United. I took that bet earlier on in the season, of course. 50 quid bet I've got on that. And I don't see it going any other way other than a Spurs finishing higher than United. So, Ron Rogers says, what's that thing behind you? I'm guessing you're thinking it's just a money jar. That's what it is. Just got a few few coppers in there and stuff. The Coconut Jam says, do you think Michael Carrick will be around next season? Based on how he's performed this year, I don't see why not. He has actually got his testimonial match this year. It doesn't necessarily mean he's going anywhere. But it could be perhaps a good time for him personally to move on if Mourinho is going to be making a top quality signing in that position in this summer, which he may well do. But for me, Michael Carrick's been one of those unsung heroes for the club over the last 10 years. Really fantastic player. He filled the hole when Paul Scholes left, and what a hole that is to fill. He's always done a consistently good job. You can look at the stats when Michael Carrick's been in the side. More often than not, Manchester United have done the business out there on the pitch. So for me, Michael Carrick, I'd keep him for next season, 100%, even if it's just a squad player to come in when you absolutely need him and just have that experience in the squad and to also help his fellow teammates. But for me, Michael Carrick deserves a place in the side next year. It doesn't look like he's slowing down, getting any worse. It's not like his game's always been about physicality and pace and all that sort of thing. It's been about the intelligence and the technique. And that's the last thing to go. So I don't see why Michael Carrick cannot stick around at United and just be a huge, hugely important player to come in for us next season like he has this year. David Roller says, Pig, what will you enjoy more, winning the Europa or Moyes getting relegated? Well, if we get top 4, then I'd say Moyes getting relegated. Love to see that Ginger Goblin sent back down to the Championship where he belongs. But no, in all fairness, I don't wish any badness on David Moyes. I just don't think he's a very good manager, and I think he's displayed that this year again with Sunderland. He had a mare over in the La Liga, he had a mare at Manchester United. It's only really at Everton where he's had the success, and before that, Preston or wherever it was, who gives a shit about that anyway. But had a lot of success then as an Everton manager. But Everton are always one of those sides that are always going to be up there. They've got a huge support, great ground, great core of players anyway. Any manager going in there is going to have a favourable time, in my opinion. So I think David Moyes is just not a very good manager, and he's going to take Sunderland down, and that's just a huge blow for him personally. I'm sure he's going to get sacked. There was talk about him getting sacked really early on in the start of the season, and I bet most of those Mackems fans wish that he was indeed sacked. Victor Moses said, we made your team look like a relegation... Oh no, this is just a Manchester United fan ripping into a Chelsea fan. We made your team look like a relegation side. It's true, we did. We made Chelsea look bang average. They didn't have any chances. United dominated play. We totally just nullified them in terms of defensively. So yes, a bit of banter there. I totally agree with you, pal. Piss off, Chelsea lad. No, I'm just kidding. Thanks for tuning in. But you did get battered yesterday. Praveen Inbanathan says, hey, who do you think we need to find to replace De Gea if he leaves to Real? I don't really see that happening. I don't think David De Gea is going to leave and join anybody. Why would he? As long as United have got Champions League football, we're challenging for the Premier League trophy. Surely he wants to stick around and just finish what he started here at United. At least win some major trophies at United and then maybe move on back to Spain if he wants to do that. But listen, even if David De Gea does for some reason leave Manchester United this summer and go to Spain, then Manchester United can go out there and sign another top quality player. I think Sergio Romero's decent enough for now. He is decent enough, maybe not your number one choice. I'd like to see us go and get Hugo Lloris. I would have said that would have been an easy acquisition before Spurs' upturn in form the last couple of years, because it makes it trickier to prize him away from them if they've got Champions League football and they're looking likely to win the Premier League more so than us. Then that makes it more difficult to sign a player like that. But that would have been my answer. That's the natural sort of replacement for David De Gea, if you ask me. B. Bills, he asked me summer signing predictions. Well, I'd have to say Romelu Lukaku, I think, is a player we should be signing. He's a big physical specimen of a player. He's got one of the best goal-scoring records in the league over the last couple of years. He's young. He's 24 years of age, 23, 24, 25, somewhere around that. So he's still got the best years ahead of him in terms of being a footballer. So he's the right age. And also he's at Everton. He's at Everton, a club who are smaller than Manchester United. As long as United have got Champions League football, we could definitely sign Romelu Lukaku. We might have to pay a significant amount for him, but we can definitely sign him. He's already said that he does want to leave the club effectively. He's not signed a new contract. He's leaving his options open. If I'm Jose, I'm really going out there in the summer and I'm signing Romelu Lukaku and Griezmann if I can. We've got the money. Why not? But yeah, I'd 100% get Romelu Lukaku. He'd be certainly on my transfer list for this coming summer. And also in terms of defenders, I'd want to bring in another top quality defender, probably move Darmian Darmio. Probably move Darmian on and bring in a top quality wing back, or also maybe even a top quality centre back as well. If somebody like a Hummels or a Ramos or somebody of that stature becomes available, then Manchester United should try and sign them, because yes, we've got Rojo, we've got Bailey, we've got Smalling, and they do perform from time to time, but they've also got a lot of mistakes left in them. So if we can get a real experienced centre back in the peak of their powers, then I'd go ahead and do that. Anyway, that pretty much wraps it up for Monday analysis here. Just thought I'd stick around for a few questions there. If the stream messed up earlier, I apologise for it. But just wanted to give you my thoughts and opinions after the dust has settled on the United-Chelsea game. Come on, my son, have some of that, you bunch of Contes. Right, I'm going now. Thank you very much for tuning in. If you commented in this video and I didn't reply to it, I apologise. They're buzzing through here and it's quite hard for me to speak and do all that at the same time. You can come back after this video has been published, though, in a few minutes and get your comments in, which I can permanently read and respond to, and so can everybody else. So make sure you come back and get your comments and thoughts in below after this video has been published in a few minutes. But for now, I just want to say thanks for tuning in to Monday Analysis. There'll be another episode next week. Lots of videos coming. The Anderlecht game I'll be doing a live stream for. But for now, thanks very much for tuning in. This is The Pig. Like, subscribe, comment. Take it easy.